Well, Michelle requested and suggested a meeting, and given the recent election in Northern Ireland, the fact that we all want to see a Northern Ireland executive up and running again as quickly as possible. It's in the interests of people in Northern Ireland, but it's in the interests of all of us to see that. Then I thought it was a constructive thing to do to see her. Obviously, I've worked closely with Michelle in her time as Deputy First Minister of Northern Ireland. I have also written to the leaders of the other parties in Northern Ireland, making it absolutely clear that I would be very happy to meet with them too. From Scotland's point of view, it matters to see Northern Ireland's executive up and running. What the composition of that executive is entirely a matter for the people of Northern Ireland. But while Northern Ireland, Wales, Scotland, our governments don't agree on everything, where we do agree, we're able to speak with a louder voice to the Prime Minister and the UK government, and at a time of the cost of living crisis, that is all the more important. Also matters to Scotland what happens around the Northern Ireland Protocol, because if we do see the UK government, as it is threatening to do, take unilateral action, if that, as it may well do, prompts a trade war between the UK and the EU, that will have significant and very severe impacts on Scotland, on our businesses and on living standards for individuals. So it was a useful opportunity for me to hear Michelle O'Neill's perspective on the situation in Northern Ireland, and of course to express my hope that all of the parties will come together and get an executive up and running soon.
Well, obviously I'm delighted to be here in Edinburgh this afternoon to meet with the First Minister, Nicola Sturgeon. Our islands share very strong bonds. We have very good neighbours, good friendships, and as an incoming First Minister, I want to further those bonds, strengthen those ties, strengthen intergovernmental relationships. I think that it's crucial, particularly at this time when we're all struggling with trying to support people through the cost of living crisis, that we combine efforts, that we look at learning from each other, but also I think equally that we work together, because there are things that our administrations can do, but likewise there are powers that lie at Westminster, so we need to keep pressure on the Conservative government to do the right thing by the public right now and start to put money into the pockets of workers and families. We discussed our recent elections in the North and elections here. Obviously we've had a very historic election in the North, and we are now 2 weeks out from that election, and the public have spoken. They want politics to work, they want parties to work together, they want an executive that deals with the cost of living crisis, and I think it's now time, it's beyond time for us actually to get that up and running and get working for the public. And then finally, the other area we discussed was obviously the issue of Brexit, the fact that over the last 7 years we've been taken out of the EU against the wishes of the people that we represent, and we now find ourselves with, particularly in the North, we find ourselves in a special situation that we have a protocol that mitigates the worst impact of Brexit. It's under attack now by the Conservative government, and we need to fight for it very hard because it's a protection that we need.
Speaker Pelosi expressed the sentiments that she has tweeted overnight to me directly when I met with her. That wasn't a surprise to me. I've heard her make these comments before, and I think they reflect the position of the US administration. And that's not surprising, and it should be something we welcome. Peace on the island of Ireland, the Good Friday Agreement, which underpins that peace process, is not something anybody should play around with. It's something we should all support and absolutely have as a priority. I mean, I often reflect on the fact that the protocol, while I'm sure there are implementation issues that need to be resolved, is good for Northern Ireland, and Northern Ireland's economy appears to be outperforming the UK's economy, because it allows Northern Ireland to continue to operate within the EU single market. As First Minister, not for me ultimately to say whether it's good or bad for Northern Ireland, it's for the people there to decide. But if you offered me that arrangement as First Minister of Scotland right now, I would, snap it up. And clearly the fact that Northern Ireland has that advantage and Scotland doesn't potentially puts us at a disadvantage. But I think I recognise that the importance of maintaining peace in Ireland is more important than anything else, and I think that should be the sentiment that really governs all of the decisions around this. It is deeply concerning and I think deeply reckless for Boris Johnson's government to threaten unilateral action, because that could trigger a chain of events that will have a seriously detrimental impact on all of us across the UK.